Hi there, this is Deneve Customer Service, and we're creating this video to show you how to best use the Deneve Mini Dot Solar Flag Light, which is exclusively designed for wall-mounted tangle-free spinning flagpoles like the one we see in front of us right now. So the first thing I want to say is I want to apologize for the rough nature of this video. It's recorded while we are all still working from home during the year 2020. So with that said, I wanted to now get into the features of this flagpole that allow for optimal usage of the Deneve Mini Dot Solar Flag Light. Now, this is the flag light that you see here. So again, I need to apologize for the rough nature of the video, such as slow focusing and this ad hoc setting we have before us. Yeah, so this is what you would get when you purchase the Deneve Dot Mini Flag Light. You get the light here with the solar panels on top, and then you have an attachment adapter which allows you to adjust the angle that you want to position the light for the right balance between optimal solar charging plus illumination of your flag at night. And this articulating arm allows quite a few positions, but that allows you to tailor and customize the angle that you want the flag to be at. So we're just going to set this at maybe like right about there, so that we can clearly see that this light is already pre-positioned to be at this angle. And you can see in the adapter there's threads that would be used to go on the top of the flagpole. Now, what really makes the Deneve Mini Dot Light work very well, though, is the design of these flagpoles. It really is dependent on the design of these flagpoles. It definitely depends on a working version of this flagpole. There might be some flagpoles out there that are defective, that don't, where all the parts don't work as expected, and then that would unfortunately translate to the Deneve light also not working too well. All right, so on the left-hand side here, we have the flagpole bracket. Okay, so this is more of a simulation. But that's a flagpole bracket that I'll bring into view a little bit later. And then later in the video, we're going to examine the middle part of the flagpole more closely. And then we're also going to focus on the top end of the flagpole. Now, it's really the combination of what's going on between three places that allow the Deneve Mini Dot Solar Flag Light to stay fixed in a position, stay fixed in your desired position. All right, so with that said, I'm going to start bringing some of these components closer into view. And I'm going to show you what we've done to better demonstrate what's going on. So on this flagpole, what we've gone ahead and done is at the bottom, we've marked a spot so we've marked several places on the flagpole with a Sharpie marker to show you which parts spin, how these parts all work together, and which parts spin and which parts don't spin when the flagpole is in use, meaning when it's installed outside of your house. All right, so this is the bottom part, and there's a mark there, which really indicates a fixed position. When I install it into the flagpole bracket, that's going to be the fixed position for the flagpole bracket. Okay, and then later on, here is the middle of the flagpole, and as you can see, there's one Sharpie mark here to represent the lower part. Now, as you can see, I'm spinning the lower part, and what I'm doing is I just want to show you guys what this flagpole generally looks like when it's not assembled, and when it comes, when you receive it for the first time in the in its package when it comes to your door. Let's see if that's it. Nope. Is that a better view? Yeah. Okay, so the flagpole comes in two halves typically when you buy it online or you buy it in a store. You bring it back home. You open up the package. This is typically what the parts of the flagpole kit looks like. All right. So what you'll do is you'll take these two halves of the flagpole. So this is the top. This is where the top half starts, and this is where the bottom half ends. And these two pieces go together like this. And you can already see some things are already starting to spin a little freely. But I'm going to go ahead and screw in the bottom half so that it's mostly tight. Okay. All right. And so I've also marked the top half with a Sharpie mark, so you can see how. So what we've done is intentionally mark the bottom half to align with this screw or this fixed point, which then aligns with this top half. Now, this screw and this Sharpie mark on the right where my thumb is, that's all in the top half of the pole. All right. Okay. And there's a reason why that's important, and we'll get to that in a little bit. All right, so I'm going to pull the pole this way, and we see the top portion where there's also a series of Sharpie marks. So there's a Sharpie mark here, there's a Sharpie mark on the ring, and then finally there's a Sharpie mark at the top right here and where the screw is. Okay, so when I originally drew the Sharpie mark, I had these 3 points lined up. So you can see how potentially up to 3 points up here can spin freely. And then finally we have the gold top right here, which is a screw-in topper. So right now I'm screwing it in. Okay, here. So I'm unscrewing it. Right? Now I'm going to screw it in, and if I screw it in, you can see my right hand is holding this bottom part firm, which allows my left hand to screw in the gold topper until it gets to a point where it's snug. So now both the topper and this part here spin together because they're snug. All right. Okay. There's also this clip here where that's where you would thread through one of the grommets of your flag. Okay, so these are visual cues to tell us what's going on up here as things are spinning. Okay, so you can see already that that there's quite a bit of free play across several of these parts, just even the top part of the flagpole. Okay, all right. So now that I've explained these Sharpie marks and what they indicate at which part of the flagpole, I'm trying to get this to focus. There we go. There we have the middle section of the flagpole, right? And this pole spins so free, I could just use my index finger and apply light pressure, and it's already spinning like that. And down here as well, at the bottom. Okay, all right. Now, with the proper flagpole bracket, what happens is to install the flagpole into a proper flagpole bracket, such as this one. So just real quickly, this flat side, this back side, represents the point you would install into the wall or say the column, porch column, on the outside of your house where my right hand is. Right, so you would thread the flagpole through here, through a hole, and it would the tip of the flagpole, the tip of the bottom flagpole would just be stopped by the wall. So I'm going to simulate that by taking the flagpole, threading it through the hole. is stopping right there. And I'm also going to look for that Sharpie mark I had at the bottom of the flagpole. So it was right there. All right. Okay, so I guess earlier I had threaded the flagpole beyond the invisible wall that we would have. And then at this point I would then tighten this wing nut here. Okay, so by tightening the wing nut, I could just hold the flagpole strictly by this flagpole bracket, and you can see the flagpole won't move inside the bracket. So that's by design. Okay, so once this is fixed, that means this whole bottom portion of this flagpole is in a fixed position. And you can see just by me even just twisting the flagpole around, you can see the top half of the pole is spinning freely on its own. Okay. Now, here's what I want to do. I want to show you guys this Sharpie mark. I'm going to keep the bottom half of the flagpole in this position. Okay. I'm going to go up here and convey that there's this Sharpie mark here that is fixed, whereas the top half can spin all at once. Okay, so I'm going to keep the bottom half of the flagpole's orientation such that the Sharpie marks on the bottom half of the flagpole will remain up, visible to us. So if I keep pulling this flagpole down, we get to the top, and we see how these parts are spinning. Okay? Now, with the Sharpie orientation, so this top part spins, okay? With my left hand, which is out of view of the camera, I'm still firmly holding on to the bottom part of the pole as if it's installed onto the, the flagpole bracket that would be outside your house. But you can see the top part of this very last piece up here where my right thumb is, that part does not spin. But everything below it spins. And this part spins freely up until the middle joint of this flagpole. Okay? Alright. And so, therefore, this ball is firmly in place. It is not spinning. Okay. Now, what does this mean for the Deneve mini dot solar flag light that is exclusively designed to mount on these types of flagpoles? So if you remember earlier, the flag light looks like this, and it's already preset to this angle. We are pretending that this is the ideal angle for the outdoors, okay? Which could also be adjusted after the light is fully secured into the top of the flagpole. But so I've replaced the gold ball with the Deneve light. I'm just going to keep spinning it until it's secure. And it feels pretty snug at this point. Just want to make sure. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay. So it's pretty snug at this point. All right. Now, here's what happens. I'm going to try to get the whole complete. So right now, depending on where my hand is, it appears that the Deneve light is spinning freely. Right. But if I had the bottom portion of the pole, if I held the bottom portion of the pole firmly, you can see the Deneve light does not spin. Okay. And if this Sharpie mark is supposed to represent, say, let me try to get this into, oh shoot, sorry about that. If, let me see, I apologize for a couple of technical difficulties as I'm trying to adjust things into view for you. Let's see. Okay. Okay, there we go. So so hypothetically, the right side now represents it. In the right side, we can see the flagpole bracket, and we can see at the very right end of it is the flat part of the flagpole bracket. That's supposed to represent the point where it's installed into the wall outside of your house. Now we can see the flagpole, the very end of the flagpole protruding out a little bit, which is nearly impossible in real world situations. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust this so that we can see the Sharpie mark that indicates the orientation of the pole to line where the wing nut was. And did I move that out of view? Okay, I'm going to bring that into view. So you can see that that's the case. And we see that the flag light is, so the flag light is oriented in a position that we prefer based on our conditions. If the sun is mostly directly above us and there's, say, shade or trees on this side of the flagpole, so we definitely want to try to draw as much sun as possible from the top. That's in our situation. So, so in this case, the flag light is positioned at an angle that'll always stick up that way. Now, if I go over and start turning the top half of the flagpole, okay, slowly bring that into view. So the flagpole bracket looks like this. And we reach this point, okay, and I turn the top half of the flagpole. You can see that this spins, and you can even see the clip at the very end where a flagpole grommet would be, where it'd be used to install through a flagpole grommet. You can see the clip spinning as well, and the flag light stays in place. So this is a flagpole that's in good working condition, allowing your flag to spin freely, because this top section of the pole is able to spin freely as the flag desires based on the weather conditions and the amount of wind it's getting, while allowing the Deneve light to stay fixed in our desired position. And due to the combination of all these parts and aspects of this flagpole working well together, that allows the Deneve light to work optimally as well. All right, so that's it for today. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us, and you can reach my team and I at contact@deneveusa.com, and that's contact@deneveusa.com. We look forward to hearing from you and hope you have a great day.